Yeah, just an HTML page with 5 images, is that right? Right? But what I have said is that if you want that effect that they should come at different places, you will have to create a layout with empty spaces. Does that make sense? You should have a HTML page. Chinsan, that which we are not creating at the moment. We're just creating a simple page, but then you can just place them in different sizes and wherever you want on the page by just creating an empty grid, right? It could be a table as well. Whatever you want, basically, whatever you want, you create it, you put them there. Is that okay? Now, if I show you, this is my page at the moment. Is that right?
It's supposed to be on load, right?
Oh no, wait. This is the pictures, right? Yes. Now by default, each one of them should be hidden. Is that right? By default, every image should be hidden.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do to make every image hidden? Should that be the default style? So should we set it up in a script, or it should be just that you will do that in your CSS?
I would use CSS.
Okay, because we can do that with the help of a CSS, is that right? If I just say style here, and if I say style, and I'm just right, and if I say img, visibility and hidden. Yeah, I'm taking this function out at the moment. That's just
What does that function?
No, nothing. That was I will do that. I mean, we have to create that. I was just going to show you. I think I've just copied the code from the old one. That's why. So now if I pick up the page, here, there's no images. Is that right? So they are all there, but you can't see any one of them, right? Now you want the first image to show up. Only the first image to show up. Is that right? First of all, how do I know how many images are there? Shinsan? Would you know, I mean, do you want to do that randomly, that I don't know how many images are there, or do you want to work with that you know how many images are there? Okay, because, okay, now here I am going for there's an empty JS, there's just a variable x here, is that right? Now, there is a document property, document dot images. This property tells you how many images are on the page.
Oh, okay.
It will automatically find out how many image tags are there. Is that okay? So but this, when you say document.images, it gives you the array of all the images, right? So you can actually store this in a variable. So I've just stored that in a variable. Is that right? Now you want to know how many images are there. I can just show you that by i.length. Length function tells me what is the length of the array, isn't it? How many elements are there in an array?
And if you do I0, it takes the first image?
First image, yes.
Also, it's an array of all the images.
Yeah. So this document.images tag, this is a property of document tag. It pulls out, I mean, it doesn't take it out on the page, but it creates a list automatically of how many img tags are on the page. Is that right? It creates an array of that. And that means my array is I, right? And I am saying I.length. Is that okay? So if I run this at the moment, why does the site say 0?
Because they're hidden.
So if I made everything hidden, then that means it will be just...
We need to start somehow. So I plus...
No, they are, by default, there are... Okay.
All hidden, I know.
If
Yeah.
I just take this out, let's take this out. Just...
Should be default.
Oh, it's just... So site says... So it has nothing to do with hidden, right?
Yeah. Cool.
It's to do with the here only. because it's not taken the I variable has not.
Is document images dot length.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that and see if it gives us. It might not give us. Usually array should give us the length, but it might not give us. It depends on the. Still say 0. It doesn't find out. It doesn't do that. So how am I going to find out what is the length? How will I find out how many images are there? But let's say if I do here.
Maybe the syntax is wrong.
Length is a property. Maybe. Right. Wait.
Sorry,
Oh.
zero.
I dot length should be a. We'll see. We'll get to know whether it's a function or a. This is correct. What we've written down here is correct. This one we will get to know whether we've written it down correct or not in a minute. It's not working, so it's not correct. I think it's not taking the length function. I'll find out how to do. But let's say if I do I 0 and I do any property, source maybe. Does that make sense? So that's your first image source, is that right? So it should give me the first image source.
Did you save it?
I have saved it, but I don't know whether I've saved both of them because. Okay. Nothing, doesn't give us anything. And if I take now, if I go back and take this hidden property out and see whether it gives us or not, we'll get to know whether we are.
Images back.
Yeah, but my function doesn't work because I've not saved it. No, I have saved it. I document.images and alert I0.source. I'm just gonna.
The variable x is not in any use. You don't use it.
X is not being used, which is fine. But this function is, this alert is not working. Okay.
The function is show image there.
I know why. I know the answer why. I need to change this line. Our images.length was also fine. I can't be that silly. Because this is going to run before my page loads. My page is empty. Do you understand? I am not calling this function, right? I'm just expecting it to run this. But at this moment, my page is empty. My page hasn't been formed.
It's too early.
It's too early. So I need to ask that question here. Alert I dot length and do semicolon and call this function. It will be able to pick up. Whether it is hidden or not, that is not the case. I asked that question too early. So let's say on load show images and I can bring that code back. That's not a problem, right? I was asking that question too early. The alert function was too early. The body hasn't formed. Your script tag run before and those were few lines written at the top. So that's why. Yeah. So let's say if I say save all and I run this 5. Even though they are hidden, you will still get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means I have to start from 0 and go till 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 4 images to go, right? But I can not only just ask the length, I can actually go and say alert. I'm just showing you this. I0 dot source alert I0 dot ID. Let's say you don't know the ID of the image, right? Is that okay? You don't know the ID. Save file, save, go back here. That's the name of, that's the whole path for the file, default.jpg. Yeah, but it's taking the whole path, that's fine. And then does it give me the ID? It gives me the ID, right?
Like that's something you would need in your real life. What
Sorry?
would you need this for?
Now you're gonna make the, no, this is just to figure out. If you don't know the ID of something, you can even pick up the ID of that. Does that make sense? If you are trying to. But now I want to do what? I want to change the visibility of this. Do you understand? Now can I, in this function, you know that you don't have the I is the length. Can I just do x equals, the variable x is global, right? I dot length
Yeah, so that's fine.
minus 1, because I will start from 0 and go till 4. The length is 5, but I have to go till 4. That's why you will always minus 1. The number of images are 5, but if they are in array, they will be from 0 to 4.
Yeah.
So your variable should be, x should be, the maximum value of x should be 4.
Yeah, but why do you need to put -1 if it was a length?
Starts from 0.
Yeah, I know it starts from 0.
Because if it is in an array, there are 5 elements. When you are going to check the last value, is it 5 or is it 4?
Length doesn't start from 0.
Length doesn't start from 0. Length goes on from 0.
But I thought it starts from
No,
0.
It's not, no. Computer is saying you are asking length. It is telling you there are 5 elements.
Yes.
But in actual, the counting starts from 0. So you go from 0 to 4.
Okay.
So if you are going to write down the array element here, it will be 1 less always, isn't it? The index number will always be 1 less.
Okay.
That's why. So just that you know, we don't really need it. You don't need this. You can do this later on. You can keep doing it again and again. That's not a problem. But the idea is that I can keep one variable. Okay. This is length and variable x. This is the till what number I need to go. I need to grow from 0 to 4. Does that make sense? Because I only have got, I can only go from 0 to 4. I can't go to the 5th element. Yeah. Now in here, alert, I don't want to do this alert. Can I do document or simple I and L dot do you think it will work? I mean, I don't have to do L. I can just do 0 also. Can I just do 0?
Could you add next to -1, could you add a comment? Because later I can change it to 5 and Thank you.
It's fine. I don't know why it is that long. I'm going to just bring it down and do this. Yeah, because otherwise it just... Okay, if I do this, do you think it will work? I mean, I don't need this line at the moment. We'll worry about this line also later on. We can take this out. I mean, I just have 0 because I've not used anything else here. So file save. Here. Nothing is happening. Why? Because I can't refer to this element directly. I can pick out the property, right? But I can't refer to it directly. Do you understand?
But this element is in the HTML.
Yeah, but I should write down what?
Source
Element by what? By ID?
By ID.
which is
Not in inverted commas now, because that gave you ID, isn't it? When you wrote I0 ID, it showed you the ID, isn't it? So I need the ID, right? So ID dot
ID also.
anyways, okay, wait. I think I did not write down this line also properly. It should have been, sorry. One thing which I wrote wrong was this. I0 dot, I just don't want you to have any confusions. That's why I'm going to write down this line again, because visibility is visibility is equal to visible. Just to show you, it still shouldn't work, even though I think I wrote earlier just visibility, right? It didn't work, but even if I write it down like this, it shouldn't. I didn't write that correctly. I didn't put visibility there.
So we don't need the
No, because computer has the reference for it straight away. So I0 dot style dot visibility, visible. Is that okay? So what do you need to do now?
Hide the others.
They're already hidden.
Yeah. So
They're already hidden.
Zero.
So now instead of 0, can I put L here? Because that's the 0th element, is that right? The first element has become visible, right? What will happen now? I should leave this function with L plus plus. Is that right? Now, are you going to do this on a timer?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, let's do it on timer. This is already running on load. This function is running on load. Let's put here set time out show images after 2. Right? So I don't have to put one outside because it is already working. Is that okay? So let's just see what does it do. So where is it?
it's nice when it's in different places. Okay.
Yeah, but obviously this now it will do nothing because all the 5 images have come back, right?
I want to start again. So
But this is obviously making them visible one by one. Did you wanted it to go invisible?
Yeah, the rest will just show one.
So then, but one
exactly.
would not be the same.
No, because you can place them in whatever order. Does that make sense? That is how you can give them in whichever order you will write down. They'll come in that order. Does that make sense? But what I'm trying to say is because it was just making it visible. Does that make sense? It was not hiding it. Do you understand? It is just making them visible. Can I add one line here which hides also? Okay, L was visibility visible, right? Can I add, when should I hide it?
When? After finish the last one. After L plus plus.
Wouldn't be too fast?
Yes, true.
Okay.
L minus 1.
Yeah, L minus 1, because whatever your current value of L is, because you've just made one element before, isn't it? Visible. So file, save. So here. I did save.
Yeah, but you put visible. You need to put.
Thank you. Nothing will appear now because the one which you're making visible, it's becoming hidden.
Yeah, but after they're visible, they cannot be hidden.
No, they can be, but it's just too. This just too quick. Does that make sense? It's just too quick.
Why and how? I don't understand what you mean.
You need to put it before you increment L.
Okay, if I do this, just
Increment L and
okay. If I do it here,
yeah.
I can do it here, but it's gonna give you an error because first time there is no element like that. There is no L minus 1. Does that make sense? It can only happen when L is greater than 0. Does that make sense? This is fine. You want keep the next one visible. When you move the next one visible, make the previous one hidden. So obviously every time you're making the next one visible, the previous one will go hidden, right? But for the first time, when I started with 0, there is no L minus 1. Do you understand my point? There's no L minus
0
1.
minus 1.
There's no 0 minus 1. So what I can do here is, if L is greater than, if L is greater than 0. Yeah? Because 0, when L is 0, it will not do it. But when L goes 1, 2, 3, 4, it will do it. Is that okay? So let's do this and do that. Now you want them to start again. Is that right?
Yeah,
You want
exactly. So
them,
we start from again.
yeah, which is
If L equals 4,
So
If-
L equal
L equals
L equal 5,
5.
Five.
Oh yes, that is start.
L equals 0.
yeah, but double equals 9. Yeah.
So when it reaches the last picture, you want to start again.
Now this is the minus 1. You want to get 1 in B because you need to have only 1. That's why you put 0 minus 1.
What has happened now?
Oh, there are 2. It's staying the last
No, the last one will stay.
No, we don't want the last one to stay.
The last one stays in
So
the
we have to
no.
divide
You
it.
look. You need to. You can't solve the whole problem in one go. You have to understand how the computers work. It's fine. Why is the last one not going? Because when the L was 5, we told him to go to 4, and then to 0. So the whole thing started.
It's
So we
L
need to do,
greater
when you
than
do
4.
L, when you
L
do
greater
L,
than
It just
4.
depends where we've written that. Does that make sense? Now I've said if L. Now here I wrote if L greater than 0, do this, right? And here I've already done that 0.
but you need to put another condition right there.
If L equals to
No, if L equals to 5.
if L equals to 4,
4.
when L is equal to 4, because does that make sense?
Is it not greater than 4 or is...
Okay, think again. When the first time program comes here, L is 0,
Yeah.
right? When it goes to L becomes 1. This is why we said this. We have not increased L, right?
Yeah.
But the next time when it comes, L is 1. We are saying L minus 1, visibility this, right? 2, 3, 4. And will L go to 5? Does L go to 5? Yeah, L does go to, it does go to 5, right? So when L goes to 5, but it doesn't come back here, does it? It doesn't come back in this loop because when L goes to 5, we've made it 0. So computer never comes back with L. The program never runs this with L5 so that it could do L minus 1, 4, visibility hidden. Your last element is 4. Do you understand my point?
Let's do it until 6. So it's coming until 5.
If you go and do it at
You can put like there, if L greater than 0, you can put another condition and.
yeah, we could do that. If we could, there are different ways of doing. When I do L greater than 5, yeah, let's do what happens. There would be one thing which will not happen here. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, Because computer encountered an error. Because computer encountered an error.
There's no 5 in there.
There's no 5 because these lines are written first, right? So when it said I5 style visibility visible, it couldn't find it. When I said if L, it is 0 greater than 0, but it couldn't find that. Does that make sense? So it depends on us. Where have we written down this line and where have we written down this? Does that make sense? So if you're saying this one, I can move this here, can I? Can I move that line above? If L is greater than 0, L minus 1 this, right? This one is fine here. L plus plus is fine here as well. Can I move this also on the top? Can I do that?
Because of the zero?
Here. Can I move this line like this? Can I change the order, I mean? If I change the order, will it work?
It doesn't start again at 0.
What was the condition here initially we wrote? Yeah? Zero, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and obviously it will go 5. It's just that in the order, it's in the order we've written down, not 5, in the conditions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so that's how would you define, how would you have this,
You have to drive on the program. Do you understand? In your memory, when you look, you think what is happening at this step? What is the value of this variable? This is how you do it. You could put an alert to see as well. You know what the value is to see it if you can't judge it. But look, what is happening is here, the first question, the first check is if L is greater than 0. Is L greater than 0? No. For the first time, no. For the first time, no. Is that right? When the computer comes to this line, this is, so that means this will not be run. So there will be no error. Right? It will come here. Is L equal to 5? Not at the moment. So this line is not run, right? So if L, this does L0, goes back, runs the code again, right? At that time, L's value has become 1. When it becomes 1, is L greater than 0? Yes. So the 0th becomes hidden. The first one becomes visible. Goes up. Second becomes visible. 1 becomes invisible. Right? When it reaches, when you reach to 4, your last element is L. 4. Is that right? So let's look at it. Let's say when L's value is 4, this will work fine. It comes here, L's value has become 5, right? But here what is, this condition is checking that before, isn't it? So when L is 5, it makes 4 hidden and this makes L 0. So it never goes to L ing 5 visible, because that is what we wanted to avoid, because there's no 5th element. Does that make sense? And that's all. And then, I mean, as in 5 index number. What I'm trying to say is 5 index number. So it's just the way, in the order the steps have been written down. But you should not be worried about the order, because you have to get your logic first going. Does it make sense? You know that this is not working. You will have to test the code to run and see what is not working, and see, can I change, will it affect if I change the code in the order which I've written it down. Does that make sense? So that's your code. And is that
record this?
I have recorded it.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
I have recorded. So F5, that's your code. But what I'm saying is this can be different positions. right? And if you completely want to randomize it,
So,
you will use a random function. The math dot random, so that you generate a number between 0 to 5 and it gives you go to that ID and make it visible.
So
But only in that case you will have to you will have to take one criteria. We should know which one was the last which was made visible. You have to keep that number in place. Chinsan?
Sorry, can you explain that again? You have to know the last number.
Yeah, let's say you use the random thing. So random gave you, let's say, 3. So you went for the element number 3 and made it visible, right? You have to keep a record of 3 because next time when you generate a number, it becomes 6. You have to make your 3 hidden, isn't it? And then make 5 visible.
How would you know this? Because it is random.
Yeah, but you're putting that in a variable, isn't it? You will create a variable called as previous and current. That's all. So previous will be 3, current is 2 or 1, I don't know, whichever. Does that make sense? It's just like
I will try this.
Then you can use this same thing and just put the images in that order. Does that make sense? Computer will take the order in which the ing tags are written down. Is that okay? Is that okay? Have you understood this code?
Yeah, no, when you explain it, it's quite interesting.
Okay, I'm going to stop.